One Piece Chapter 1137 titled as Shamrock Appears. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 23. Yamato and the others sneak into Hold'em's secret base. We see that some of who's who unnamed fodders are inside. Chapter starts with Luffy and his group arriving at the Orist Castle of the Western Village. rOne explains that this castle is not used after King Harold's death, so he's surprised to see that the front door is damaged and the guards are gone. Zoro notices the front door was broken from inside. They cross the front door and arrive to a destroyed courtyard. rOne says that those are the marks of the fierce battle that took place in the castle when Loki killed King Harold. Zoro, the forces that left these must have been fearsome. rOne, as you all know, Loki is a monster. But King Harold was also a man known as the Great Warrior. The fate of the castle was sealed the moment that battle broke out. Luffy, whoa! It's huge dash! Nami, whoo! What is it? It's scary! Luffy and his group enter inside the castle, which is also badly damaged. There are many skeletons of giants on the floor. Apparently more than 100 giant warriors were slain on that day by Loki. Gerald and Loki were the only two survivors. Luffy sees a skull with horns similar to oars. rOne explains that there are some giants that inherited some blood of the ancient giant tribe. However, there are no longer pure blood members of the ancient giant tribe. They find a picture of King Harold in a portrait hanging on a wall. It's the same portrait we saw in last chapter, but now we can see it entirely. King Harold was a bald and fierce-looking giant with huge black mustache and beard. He also had 2 huge scars on his head and a line tattoo on his face, just like Ripley's. rOne, that is a portrait of King Harold, a man who loved peace and sought to connect Elbaf with nations of the world. He was said to be the greatest king Elbaf has ever seen. Luffy, he looks strong. Ng. rOne, the marks on his head are what remains after he pulled out his own horns, a reminiscent of ancient giant tribe. He said that ancient giant tribe would remind people of the warring periods. Luffy, he had horns? Zoro, that's some resolve. rOne explains that Hadruden is Loki's half-brother. Hadruden was born between Harold and another giant woman before Harold married Lokel's mom. Hadruden's mom couldn't become queen of Elbaf because she was a giant from another country and was looked down upon, since many in Elbaf would like to preserve pure Elbaf bloodline. Zoro asks why rOne chose to be on the ship of a half-blood like Hadruden. We see small flashback when rOne was bullied as a child because he was an otaku. But Hadruden was impressed with his map drawing skill and asked to be his friend. Hadruden looks similar to when we saw him in Big Mom's flashback. rOne says that Hadruden withstood all insults and humiliation he received as a half-blood. Hadruden's dream is to become the king of all giants, not just Elbaf, and unite all of giant tribes in the world. As they speak, Luffy notices the guards lying on the floor. We don't see their bodies yet. Luffy, hey, there's someone lying there. Cut to the underworld. We see that Loki's face is covered in blood because Gunko is attacking him with her powers. Gunko enlarges her boots with arrows to make herself taller. That way she can attack Loki's face easily. Gunko, perhaps you understand now? Loki, huff huff. Like I sold. I can't move a muscle right now. Hooded Shanks, it won't change anything even if you could. Gunko, low-class being. A chance for you to be risen to godhood. Such honor is originally something out of your reach even if you yearn for it. And here we are offering it to you. Gunko creates some arrows coming out of her feet. That arrows mark the trajectory that Gunko's attacks will follow. Loki, damn it again? You will kick the right side of my face with an accelerated kick. Huff. And when my head is turned to the side from the impact, you will deliver an uppercut with that fist. Thanks for the heads up. Gunko, those arrows are the determined course of my future. In other words, the declaration of violence that cannot be avoided. However, it's possible to stop them. I ask you once more, Lokel, will you join the God's Knights? Loki, no way I would. You fool! In an amazing double page, Gunko starts walking on top of the arrows she'd created. And when Loki rejects them again, she attacks him just as Loki predicted. First an accelerated kick in the right side of Loki's face and then a powerful uppercut. To attack Loki's giant body, Gunko creates huge boots and gauntlets with her arrows. Loki finally loses consciousness due to Gunko attacks. We also see that other animals also fell by her arrows when they try to defend Loki. In the absolutely epic final double page of the chapter, Hooded Shanks takes off his black cloak and we finally discover his true appearance and who he really is. Shamrock, change of plans. Contact Mary Geos. Everyone is so utterly useless. I hope for this to go in a more clever direction. Leader of God's Knights, World Noble. Figureland Shamrock. Son of Saint Garling, one of the Fiver Elders. Gunko, indeed. And I don't think death would change anything. Does this have to do with their faith? God's Knights. Gunko. Arrow no me, arrow human. When. Figureland Shamrock is exactly like Shanks but without the scar on his face, with long hair, and a braid to hold his hair back, and of course with 2 arms. Shamrock wears a classic military uniform, similar to those of British or French soldiers of the 17th century, with high boots and a scarf around his neck. And he also carries a sword on his waist. Chapter ends with Shamrock looking at the unconscious Loki. Shamrock, the ferocious warriors of Elbaf, who once conquered the New World in ancient times. We the world government will bring them under our command at all costs. Asterisk. Don't miss out on the latest manga action. Enjoy this chapter and stay tuned. The next exciting episode will be dropping next week. See you then for more twists, turns, and epic adventures. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel Level Up on E for all the latest updates and exclusive content. Thank you for your support. We couldn't do this without you.